Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Sean. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Our tree is up. We have a 12-inch Batman at the top of it.
We do. I
mean, it's a very special Batman because it's a Christmas Batman.
Yes, I've never seen this before.
Well, I think it's brand new. Like, it's a thing that, so DC, or actually a lot, I mean, Marvel does too. I mean, a lot of brands do that work with, whatever companies. But Marvel and DC in particular, they have figures that are like these 12-inch figures, right? And they're really cheap. Right. I call them clangy boys because those are things that you buy
and smash them together.
Yeah, you buy your 6 to 8 year old kid, they want to play Avengers or something. They just smash them together.
Right.
And they're, they're cheap, I mean, they're like $10 or whatever. But there's some interesting ones they'll do, from time to time. I have a few. But, I was at a store the other day in the Target. I just happened to see this one particular one. It was Batman. Mm-hmm. It's Batman, and he is, I don't know exactly what, because I think it's a Batman of some sort that was already produced, but they just recolored it.
I don't even know if it's a Batman. He almost has like a trench coat on.
But he also has like a turtleneck. So what the deal is he's wearing like this red coat, like this big, long red coat. It's short sleeve for some reason. Or maybe it's just his gloves that go up to that are covering the forearms there.
Yeah.
And he's got like a red bat symbol on his chest, and he has green pads on his neat legs.
Yeah, he's got a lot of green going on, like from his boots on up to his knees.
He has like a green wrench or something. He has some sort of weird tools. That's why I'm trying to think it might be a different character.
I think they just repainted him.
Yeah, they just repainted this, and they just stuck a Batman's head on there, and he's wearing like a...
He has a Santa hat.
Yeah, and so to top it all off, he has a Santa hat, a removable Santa hat.
Yeah.
Of actual material.
Yes.
At first I wasn't going to get it, and then I got it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know what? It might be possible that I'll never see this again.
Right.
Because you don't know.
Right.
I mean, it's because there's also, because you go in a toy aisle and some stuff just sits there forever. But then, you probably got people like us that live in our area, that are like, oh, cool, Christmas Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm glad I got it because I have yet to see this like again anywhere. Yeah.
Had no clue. I mean, I don't typically wander down the toy aisle unless you're there. So, but it is it's weird looking. I think that's the thing. It's a strange figure.
It is very strange. It's strange that it exists and it exists the way that it does.
Yeah, that's what's so strange about it. It's not, I don't know. It's just so bizarre.
So, because I believe the company that makes it, because DC has Mattel, but I think they subcontract out. Well, obviously, McFarlane does toys for them, but also there's a company called Spin Master. I think it works great because it's 12 inches.
Because the other ones, because you were like, I'm going to put a little guy on the top.
Which we've done before, yeah.
Which we've done before, but this is a different tree. So it's taller and it's bigger. And if you put just like a tiny ass little guy up there, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
So this actually works.
Yeah, no,
he is kind of leaning. He's very heavy. So he's like leaning over.
It's a bit awkward.
I had a time with the tree. So he's just drunk. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you had too much eggnog at
that happens.
At the Christmas party.
At the Justice League Christmas party, which I'm certain he attended, except he totally wouldn't.
So he said like a fruit cake with Robin. He said fucking Damien with a fruit cake and it's like, go deal with it.
Fucking Damien. I don't think Damien would go either, to be honest with you.
I don't think they'd want Damien there.
Do you have to send the kid?
Do you have to send this guy, this fucking shit kid?
I don't know. Maybe he got better. I doubt it.
No, you're probably wrong. You're probably right. He probably sucks still.
Oh, I'm certain he probably sucks. But, maybe he doesn't. I doubt it, but sure.
I mean, eventually he's got to grow up and be like a bigger...
I think he's like 13 or something.
Right, but I mean, have they properly aged him in the comics?
I have no idea. That's a really good question. I don't know if he'll ever grow up.
I don't know. Maybe that's because he's a Toys R Us kid.
That would just suck. He's just a child forever.
Well, that's what happens when you're Robin. He's like, what?
That is true. I think Tim Drake was still like, I don't know.
He was like a little kid for like a long. He was not a little kid, but he was like a teenager for a long time.
Yeah, he was like 15 for like, I don't know, so many years.
Yeah, until he was like finally, he's like, well, I guess I'll just be Red Robin.
Yeah.
I'll be a man.
Finally, a man. I mean, Bruce never gets old, so it's kind of, I mean, unless it's Batman Beyond, and then they just disappear.
Yeah.
But like, you know, Bruce is forever 35, so you can't really age them up without aging him. So it's just like, I hope you guys like being kids.
I would shop at a Forever 35.
Oh, 100%.
I like that.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. The Man of Steel, the Maid of Might, the Caped Crusader, the Scarlet Speedster, the Galactic Guardian, the Last Son of Mars, the Sea King, the Emerald Archer, the Tiny Titan, and the Winged Avenger. Together they are the Justice League of America. Join me, J. David Weeder, and a roster of valiant guests as we discuss comics featuring the greatest superhero team of all time, the Justice League, on the Justice League Legacies podcast. Thrill to the team adventures, solo adventures, team-ups, crossover events, Elseworlds, and more, as they're all put on the round table for coverage. Look for it monthly, wherever you find your podcasts and at justiceleaguelegacies.com.
So, what are we reading today?
Well, here's what we're going to do. We are going to cover the continuing saga of the Scourge of the Underworld.
Okay.
Because after last week's issue,
Yes.
everybody got killed.
Yes, everybody died horribly in a hail of bullets from the bartender.
Right.
Yes.
It's just a bartender, not like the superhero, the bartender.
Is there a superhero, the bartender?
I don't know. I was trying to think if that'd be really stupid. The mixologist.
You know, there could be.
We would normally go on to Captain America 320.
Yes.
But
No.
and the way that this book is produced here, this trade I have, the next issue is Amazing Spider-Man number 278 from July 1986, which I believe is, I think, the same month as Captain America's book here.
Possible.
Yeah, it's the same month, and it's related. So I figured we should just cover it, and we don't. I feel like we don't talk enough about Spider-Man sometimes, so let's get into this. Amazing Spider-Man number 278, July 1986. The cover is just says "Justice is served," which is the Scourge's
little tagline.
And the cover shows Spider-Man, like he's got like there's a big shadow where this is written. But and it's actually a pretty, because like I like the white on this cover.
Yeah,
here.
no, it's a very cool cover.
It's got Spider-Man. He's just standing there casting this shadow, and he's standing over Flash Thompson, who has been framed as being the Hobgoblin.
Yes.
He's not really, he wasn't really Hobgoblin, but he's somehow been framed, and
He's getting arrested. He got arrested.
And that's where we pick this up.
Yeah.
So, but we do start off right away. The story is called If This Be Justice. So we start off with our buddy, the Scourge. He's loading up his explosive bullets, and he's listening to a report about this.
It's a radio DJ.
It's a radio DJ
who is just like, hey, in case you didn't hear, like a bunch of villains are dead. Anyway.
Well, this is the thing. He starts off talking about Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny because it just starts off in the mid-sentence. He's like, Thompson, popularly known by his high school nickname of Flash, which I'm like, what a loser.
What?
I don't even know his real name, but I still think that's lame. He's like, it's like, calling yourself like Skip,
I feel like,
from high school, and be like, I was Skip at high school. Call me Skip forever.
I feel like back, like when Flash Thompson was named.
Yeah.
It was like a thing.
Yeah. Back in the 50s, I think if you got nicknamed something in high school, you just were that forever.
Yeah. You could just be Lurch forever.
Lurch.
Because that's what Bruce Dern called you that one time.
Hey, I'm going to your high school.
Yeah, right.
Hey, look at me. It's Bruce Dern. I'm going to call that tall kid Lurch. Look at you, Lurch. Get out of my way, Lurch.
Isn't Bruce Dern a tall person?
He's actually kind of tall, yeah.
Well, then what the fuck?
One of the greatest things that happened in my life.
Yeah, 100%.
I was called Lurch by Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that actually happened, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I guess Spider-Man was the one that
caught him. Yeah.
And Spider-Man's pretty torn up about it, as we're going to find out. This is what I think is funny, because the next comment here is, close friends of Thompson's profess astonishment that Thompson was unmasked as the costume criminal Hobgoblin. One anonymous source stated, he was always an obnoxious son of a gun, but this, wow.
Wow.
Look, I don't think this is like, it's like a zoo crew kind of thing going on.
100%, yes.
But getting reports from somebody, a random source that just said, yeah, Flash Thompson, he was kind of an asshole, but I didn't think he would kill people. He was a supervillain.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like when the serial killer in Next Door and they interview the neighbor, and the neighbor's always like, oh, he was always such a nice guy. I never thought he'd do it.
Yeah, but I feel like nobody has anything nice to say about Flash Thompson.
Well, he's kind of a dick.
He is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
He's always been a dick.
Yeah.
And he's always pushed Peter Parker around at high school. He knocked his books out of his hands.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
And he was WNBC.
Oh.
So this might be like a Howard Stern kind of thing going on. No, maybe he wasn't WNBC yet. I don't know if that was the case, but I kind of want to imagine it's like Imus. Oh shit, Don Imus.
Oh God.
Go to town.
There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's one of those people that's like you
I mean, he was
alive.
I remember when he was like, he made like that stir, whatever, and then it was like,
yeah, you got fired from that, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. But then it was like, oh, well.
And then he just went away, and then he just died.
Well, he was like really old.
He was pretty up there. Like, well, that's the thing that it's kind of crazy is like Howard Stern nowadays is like 70.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty old.
Yeah.
And I think he's retiring this year, or he's not going to be.
Sure.
He's not going to be doing radio for much longer.
Oh, okay.
They do mention about this Susie supervillains, and of course they're like, well, a bunch of supervillains got caught. But if you ask me, they're a bunch of rapists and stuff like that. They deserve to get shot.
Exactly.
And he is putting his disguise on, and it's the disguise of some cop, which I don't know if it's the actual cop that he's pretending to be, or he just, because later on he steals like a name tag.
Yes.
And he pretends he's a cop, but apparently
he's just dressed as one.
He's just dressed as a guy with a mustache.
Yeah.
But the thing is about this mask, because it's a mask. These are all masks he wears.
Yes, they are.
And because at the end of every victim,
he just leaves them.
He just tears off the mask and runs away.
But it seems to be the same mask.
If you saw him walking around,
would you notice that it was a mask? Or are we talking like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible type of mask?
I think that's what they want you to believe. It's like, not that it was around then.
Right.
But they want you to think that it's that high tech, but it's really not, because he just has a mask and he's just putting it on.
Right.
And I just imagine it in real life, it will look like there's too much shit on me.
100%. That's exactly what I was just going to say. It's going to look like there's too much shit on me, guy.
And you would walk around and see him and you'd be like, there's something wrong with that guy. And Spider-Man, rightfully so, he sees this and he's like, there's something up with this dude.
Yeah.
Because clearly his face is not his face.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's walking around the mall saying there's too much shit on me.
Yeah,
and then shooting villains.
I don't want to be on this earth anymore. There's too much shit on me.
I don't want to be around anymore. And then he just opens fire and says justice will be done, and then waddles away.
Anyways, he walks out with his mask. The impression is that he's going to shoot Hobgoblin because he's thinking to himself, he's like, all right, well, I'm looking at this paper and Hobgoblin's been unmasked and it's Flash Thompson. I'm going to go kill him.
Yep.
But also on the paper, did you notice his other headline?
What was the other one?
It says, Princess Di has tiger attacks. Did you see this?
Has tiger attacks?
Well, just look at this. I don't know what they're trying to convey there.
Princess Di has tiger attacks.
That's like,
so she possesses tiger attacks?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, is it like an animality?
Is she like the Tiger King? Like, what's going on here?
Tiger Queen? Tiger Princess?
Queen.
Yeah. I don't know. That's something I don't get. Like, they just put these words together.
You know what? That's probably like some sort of inside joke that we don't get, but somebody who wrote that thought that was very funny.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense to anybody.
Honestly, that's kind of the shit you'd get if it was me.
So Spider-Man is in the Daily Bugle. He's talking to his co-worker, Lance. I don't know exactly who this guy is.
Sure.
And he's having a lot of those big exposition thoughts about, he's like, man, Flash Thompson, can't believe it, but he was my friend, but he used to beat me up in high school. He was
like, now we're supposed to be friends, but then he was trying to get me, but he doesn't actually know that I'm Spider-Man, but I'm going to feel bad about it. And I'm like, okay,
but also
calm down, Peter.
But also apparently too, Flash Thompson is a huge Spider-Man mark.
Oh yeah. Apparently he's like his biggest supporter or some nonsense.
Yeah. He's pro Spider-Man. But now it's also conflicting because he might be pro Hobgoblin. So we don't, but that's what Peter is dealing with here. Betty Brant comes up to him and tells him, hey,
was she dating him? Okay.
Yeah, they dated at some point. Betty Brant did to date Flash Thompson, and so
they worked together at this, like, is it the Bugle?
It's the Daily Bugle.
But where's J. Jonah Jameson? This is a different guy.
Well, that's Rob.
Maybe he's dead.
No, he's around here. He's just not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought this was the editor he goes in to see, and I'm like,
Robbie Robertson is like basically J. Jonah Jameson's secondhand guy.
I get you. Okay.
He's always kind of been like the into because J. Jonah Jameson's in charge.
Yes.
But Robbie's always kind of been like,
he's a middle manager.
Yeah, he's but he's also the cool dude.
Gotcha.
He's like bad cop, good cop.
Yeah.
So that's Robbie's deal, and Robbie brings him in. Yeah, so he's editor in chief, and I guess J. Jonah Jameson would be the main. I don't know what's higher than editor in chief.
I didn't think there was anything higher than editor in chief.
I don't know. I just know he's always been around. Like Robbie Robinson has always been around.
Okay.
Peter's walking in, he's talking to Betty, and he's like, hey, must be hard on you because you used to date Flash, and she like has heat with him.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want to fucking hear it because you are the one who took this picture. So yeah, she's not happy.
He's in here with the city editor, Kate Cushing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Ned Leeds, who is another reporter at the Daily Bugle, who also ends up being, was also Hobgoblin. I think he's Hobgoblin at this point.
Okay.
So he is Hobgoblin.
All right.
So Peter walks in and Robbie's like, Peter, we want you to interview Flash.
Yes.
And Peter, rightfully so, is like, I am just a photographer. I am not I'm not a writer. I don't do anything. And he just goes, well, we'll just give it to the rewrite department and it'll be fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't worry about it. We just, because you know him.
You went to high school with him.
You went to high school with him. So we want you to actually go like interview him in jail. His lawyer says it's cool.
Flash doesn't know anything about it.
I don't know how he doesn't.
I don't know.
I mean, don't you think his stupid lawyer would tell him? Anyway, so Peter's like, I mean, I guess so. So that's the whole thing. He's going to go talk to Flash in jail.
I guess there's part of a deal or something.
Well, it's like the lawyer says, we'll do it as long as I can see the article and approve it before it gets published, which is not usually something you would do. You let them see it just to verify if the quotes are correct, but you're not going to run it or not if you have any sort of journalistic integrity, which, as we know, no one does. So don't worry about it.
And Ned Leeds is there and he's like, Flash Thompson's a real piece of shit, right? Maybe we shouldn't do this. And Ned, because I'm a Hobgoblin. So yeah, Ned walks out and Robbie's like, hey, do you got like a problem with like Flash? And Ned Leeds is like, I got stuff to do. Like literally like, I got things. I have business.
I'm Bob Executive. Where's business?
Yeah. And I think at this time also too, Betty is also married to Ned.
Yes, there is a mention of that.
And then we jump to Port Authority and Brian DeWolff appears.
Is this his first appearance?
No. He's been around. We'll talk about him later.
We'll talk about it because I was just like, what?
He is Brian DeWolff was the sister of, or the brother of Jean DeWolff, who was a police captain who was murdered by the Sin Eater.
Yes, R.I.P.D.
And so he's back for vengeance. And we'll learn about him in a little bit. But Peter, again, with these fucking thought bubbles, like Jesus Christ.
Lot of them. Like he's just like really going through it in his head here. And he's like walking down the street thinking, and he passes this cop.
Yeah.
On his way, and he's like, that guy's triggering my spider sense. Oh, maybe it's because
he has a gun.
Sure.
He also has a melting face.
But then he's like, oh, it just must be because he has a gun, whatever. And then he gets to
Flash's lawyer.
And he was like, hey, she's like, oh, are you Peter Parker? And he's like, oh, thinking like, oh, I'm anything you want me to be, baby. You're so hot. Wow.
He's hot on this woman. I think he's hot on every woman. Yeah. I feel like anytime he sees it, like I remember the first time he saw Captain Marvel have that like issue of the Monica Rambeau. He's just like, what a knockout, you know?
Yeah.
And but this is Sharon Banks. This is his lawyer. Well, it's Peter thinking a lot,
a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, we're going to go ahead and you're going to go in here and interview him. Oh, by the way, you have to go through this metal detector. And this is when he realizes, oh, fuck, I have my web shooters. which are metal. So he has to like run into the bathroom.
Yeah, he's like, I have to take a spider shit.
Pretty much. And so, then he has to like put all this stuff in the ceiling.
Well, actually, I want to just point this out. We come in the middle of these two security guards telling a joke.
Oh, yeah.
The punchline is, and the brother says, Mom's on the roof and we can't get her down. And the other guy goes, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
neither do I.
Is this like a stuck joke? Like one of those, like,
oh, maybe.
Is his mom stuck?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah,
she stuck. Is she stuck in the chimney?
Yes.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But Peter has to take a big BM.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to hide his web shooters.
Yes.
And so he jumps into the toilet stall. And I just love this shot of him like kind of crouched on this
with his
toilet
spider bag.
With his spider bag. And it just looks really weird.
It looks really gross, actually.
And so he hides it in the ceiling. He does say, I bet Captain America never has to go through this.
Probably not. He has his own van.
Yeah, he can just leave the shield in the van or whatever in the van.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to hide things in ceilings.
Correct.
Before we go back to the interview, we catch up again with Brian DeWolff, who he's known as the Wraith.
Okay.
So the deal with the Wraith, I'll give the best explanation. His father was like a captain. I think Philip.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Philip DeWolff was like a police commissioner or something like that. And he wanted his son to go into being a cop and didn't want his dirter because he didn't think women should be cops.
Right.
Both of the siblings wanted to be cops. But Brian was on a call. He got shot in the spine.
Oh, okay.
His father got to the scene first and just took his son's comatose, bullet-ridden body back to his home, and then contacted two billionaires he says, I need you to like fix
this.
him.
Yeah.
And so the billionaires were like, yeah, we'll do it, but we're also evil.
Well, yeah, they're billionaires.
Because we're billionaires.
Yeah,
so what we're going to do is we're going to give your son psionic powers.
Okay, that was actually what my question was he born with these powers?
No. So
or were they given to him?
He got some sort of psionic powers through a machine, and the idea was that they were going to use him as a puppet to do crimes, but somehow,
as you do,
his father came across that, was bestowed that ability, and he wanted his son to become like a vigilante, to avenge me. Yeah. So his son was doing that. He went out there and he's fighting Iron Man with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's there and he's fighting, it says Marvel team up. So there's Spider-Man's there and Iron Man's there. And at some point, Doctor Strange comes around and he apparently heals this guy by making his hand intangible and reaching into this guy's body and taking out this bullet.
Who?
And healing him.
Is that something he usually does?
I don't think so.
Oh.
So I don't know why he doesn't do it all the time.
I was going to say, is it like a one-off? Like, what are we talking about?
I don't know, but it's something he does. Something he did. Doctor Strange did that. He was able to have his own powers and have his own mind. Mm-hmm. He wasn't no longer comatose. So now he was going to become like some sort of anti-hero. And, and as we mentioned, his sister was killed by the Sin Eater. So he is taking his suit out of his suitcase. He is the Wraith.
Yep, he's gonna he's also really odd looking because at first I thought he was just like a big head that was like all light.
Oh, what, this here?
Yeah, just the way he's drawn here, but that is not actually.
I don't really understand what he's doing in this hotel room with his powers.
Well, yeah, because I was like, oh, maybe what he does is like when he starts up his powers, like he's just a body and then like his head glows.
Yeah.
But no, that is not what happens. He's just like a guy in a purple thing.
Yeah. So he's got vengeance. Yeah, he's got vengeance against cops.
Yeah.
So he is super ACAB.
He's definitely super ACAB. Yeah.
Because the Sin Eater was actually a cop.
Oh, okay.
That killed his sister.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like,
ACAB,
and his father was a crazy cop. So he is not having it.
Nope.
And then, we got Peter talking to Flash. Mm-hmm. And I don't really care much about this stuff because it's just,
Flash is basically like, I got set up.
Yeah, I lost everything. I Spider-Man, I used to really dig him. And apparently you're the only person that stands by me, Puny Parker.
What the hell, man?
He's called Puny Parker. And he's like,
why would he's there? He's literally the only person there who like cares about you. You're still going to call him Pewdie Parker?
Well, he's just bringing it up. It's like, well, that was in the past. It's like, well, don't even talk about it.
Well, Peter's just like, yeah, we're not going to, he's like, look, you were an asshole.
But Peter blames himself, which I'm like, he says, well, I should have been better with the in crowd. I'm like, no, Flash was a piece of shit.
Right. He's like, was this my fault? And I'm like, no.
Like, I don't think back to high school and think like, oh, I should have tried harder to be cool. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
No, the people who tormented me when I was in high school, that was not my fault. That was theirs.
That was theirs. That was their choice to do that.
Fucking suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess an hour later, the Scourge is walking around the building in his mask. You got these two people talking. I think it's this guy's like the custodian or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming in and he's like, I haven't smoked in 36 days.
That's right. And everybody's like, oh, congratulations or whatever.
But congratulations. Full name, Jack Brennan. Just FYI,
exactly.
This is Jack Brennan over here.
Jack Brennan. Hey, everybody, that's Jack Brennan. Then he goes, Spider-Man comes out.
Well, no, this is the thing. He goes into the bathroom and we see that Scourge is following him.
Yes, well, that's what I mean. Like, so Scourge follows this guy into the bathroom.
But this is when Spider-Man comes out.
Spider-Man comes out and he's like, I gotta go get my stuff. Whatever I'm going to do after this, I forget what he's going to do.
He's probably going to go back and write his story that is going to be completely redone by somebody else, some intern. So Spider-Man, he's going back to the bathroom and he sees Scourge walking out. And he's like, oh, my tag's going off, or my Spidey sense is going off again. What's the deal?
Yep.
And this actually really, I don't know if you caught this. This is really crazy, I think. So he looks on his name and he's like, oh, it says Officer Jack Brennan.
Right. That
was the guy that walked in that hasn't smoked.
Oh, no.
But Peter goes, so Peter's like, Officer Jack Brennan, guess he's up on the up and up, but I still sense danger from him. Maybe I should just slug him just in case.
Right. He's just like, you know what? I'm just
going to launch a preemptive assault.
I am going to just hit a cop and I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm just going to hit a cop in my civilian identity. He's not even thinking, is he even dressed as Spider-Man? He's just like, I'm Peter Parker and I'm here to write a story, but I'll hit a cop while I'm here.
Yeah, why not?
What
else am I doing with my job?
I'm going to fuck around and find out.
Oh, 100%. He's in a police station. You think you're going to walk out of it? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. It was like, come on, man.
Right?
This is crazy. It's like,
what are you doing?
Is Spider-Man really that dumb? Like, he doesn't do it, but I'm like, why would you ever entertain that?
Apparently, he is that dumb.
So he goes into the bathroom. He goes to find his shooters.
The way this is drawn.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm looking at this here.
He walks in the bathroom and you just see like feet sticking out from underneath the stall door and some guy going, oh. And I was like, what?
But the thing is like, that's what Peter takes that as like, I should check on this guy. It's like,
no,
I don't know. Maybe he's just having a really.
Hey, somebody might be cruising and they might be meeting up, man. Look, like, what are you doing?
You might not know. I mean, or he might be taking a naked shit.
Well, it does look like he's wearing shoes and pants.
Well, he might be in the process of getting naked.
He may be.
The pants are coming off soon.
That is
they're already
correct.
kind of off, but let me tell you, man. You know, when you go full nude, taking a dump, something that I have done, I will do if the occasion calls for it.
I don't understand.
It's the freed. I don't do it usually in public. I'll do it at home.
mean, that's great. I'm glad.
I'm not like George Costanza. I'm not taking my shirt off. But that's the thing. Sometimes you gotta do it.
Why?
I don't know. It feels better. Like you're unencumbered. You're just like, it's a primal thing that kind of helps just force it out.
Huh. I've never experienced the need to do that. I do not find clothing that cumbersome.
You know what?
I am a never nude.
It's just.
I think that's what it really boils down to.
I mean, I have a very nude family, as we know.
Oh, that's true.
So
and,
that might be.
No.
I probably
not
inherited
mine.
this.
Not mine. I am a never nude. I am always clothed, as we all know.
So Peter gets the gig, and he's like, okay, well, that guy's an imposter. I'm gonna hop into the vents here. And I'm gonna figure out what's going on and use my spider sense.
Apparently, his spider sense is going off.
Yeah,
like everything is setting it off when he's in the vent.
Yeah, Well, yeah, because there's cops everywhere.
There's
guns
cops
everywhere.
and guns.
Apparently guns will set it off.
I didn't realize that's how that worked.
I think he was just trying to figure out, like, well, it's a cop, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that cop, I guess, except for his melting face.
Right.
Yeah, because he says, I'm reacting to the wires, I'm reacting to service revolvers, prisoners in cells.
Cells.
Yeah, so the prisoners are in their cells, and
No,
he's
no,
like,
I know, but is the cell setting it off, or is it
the
prison?
prisoners.
Oh, I thought you said prisoners and cells.
no, in cells. So they're
in
just,
cells.
so
Thank
he's
you.
like, oh my God, all these bad people are, just setting off by Spidey sense.
Right.
There's danger everywhere, he says.
Oh no.
But he does eventually track it down, and Scourge goes up to Flash Thompson. He's like, hey, Flash Thompson. Flash is like, yeah. And he's like, well, here's a gun.
Right. And then the Spider-Man breaks through the ceiling.
Yeah.
And starts fighting this dude.
Yeah, he actually drop kicks this guy pretty good.
He fights him, and then Scourge gets away.
Well, he's fighting him, and a bunch of SWAT cops come in.
Yeah, I like how they define what SWAT means.
I think that's any time you said SWAT in the 80s,
you had to define
you had
it.
to define it.
I feel like it's such a common term.
Yeah, I think it's been around for a long time, right? Like it was around in the 70s.
I thought so.
They will define. I feel like most comics I'll read, if you're saying SWAT, we're defining it.
Really?
We're doing the editor's box.
Okay.
But Spider-Man is beating the shit out of Scourge, and a cop smoking a pipe.
Nice.
I just realized he's smoking a pipe and holding a gun. And Spider-Man this is when he gets to hit a cop.
Nice.
This is when he's like straight up. He's like, all right, well, I'm about to fuck around and find out. So
100%.
So it's all the cops show up. It's like the Batman, where all the cops are chasing Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
And or Batman in the city hall or whatever. And as they're occupied, Scourge is like, well, peace. And he shoots a thing that releases all the prisoners.
Yeah, something like that. So somehow they all get out.
And he says that, and then as they all start coming out, and he's like, hey, I'm the Scourge, and you better run because I'm going to kill all of you.
Yes.
And he starts kind of shooting at their feet, and everybody's he's like, yoinks. And he does have a nice little chuckle to himself.
Mm-hmm.
The cops are chasing after Spider-Man, and the prisoners are coming out, and and this is all coming together. So now we got a full-on Donnybrook between the SWAT cops and the one smoking the pipe, and Spider-Man and the prisoners that are running from the Scourge.
Yeah.
And they got the tear gas out, and Spider-Man is like, all right, I'm out of here. See you later.
Bye.
And now we got Wraith. He's coming up to the building. He's like, because he's ready to fuck up some cops.
Uh-huh.
Because he's the vengeance for his sister.
Right.
He comes up and he just finds a cop sitting outside. I don't know what door this is. It's just like a back door. It's like
a service entrance or something.
Yeah, it's like a movie. It's like in the movie theater where they have those ship all entrances or exits that they need you to go out of sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just a cop's just hanging out there, and he sees him and he just uses his powers to, I don't know, knock him over.
Yeah.
At that moment, Scourge walks out and he's like, hey, a villain.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. And he shoots him. He's like, well, good. At least my journey here to this police station was not in vain because I just randomly stumbled across this villain. And now I get to say my catchphrase.
Well, he says that, but before that he says, I am the Scourge. Learn my name and die. Which actually, I think that's a pretty good one.
I kind of like that. Learn my name and die.
Learn my name and die.
Yeah.
Spider-Man comes out and he just sees the Wraith.
Yeah. And he's like, oh
dead.
No. Yeah. Cause I was just like, is this guy's first appearance? He just walks down the street, gets murdered.
No, it's not. He's been around for a while, but I do feel it's
very funny.
I mean, look, Scourge probably did everybody a favor because this guy was going to use psionic powers on everybody in that thing.
Yeah, he was going to kill everybody in that police station. So, Scourge actually is a hero.
Yeah. And the thing that actually I got to learn about Scourge is, as I did a bit more checking up on this, it was more, the reason why there's so many of them.
Yes.
Whether he's at different places is because there's a network of them.
Of Scourges?
Of Scourges.
Oh, so maybe they do all have the same mask.
There's different guys using different masks of different identities. But it still doesn't
how
explain.
How am I supposed to know that?
I don't know. I mean, it's not revealed till like, this is like 1986. Like there's the U.S. Agent miniseries. It's like 1994.
Jesus.
So or whatever. So we have to wait all the way to then to find out what the hell's going on. But that's not really. It still doesn't explain to me, like, first of all, the mask situation, like to be able to get away with that so easily, because it's just like, oh yeah, this is my face. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, unless if you're Tom Cruise masks from Mission Impossible, I don't think you're getting away with it.
Right.
Unless if that's explained in the future too.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, unless that's what we're supposed to believe.
That's why I'm thinking is like, just I kind of wish there was more of a mystical element to this.
Yeah.
Because it would explain the fact that he could morph into, he can pass as a different people all the time.
Yeah.
And also he just knows where these villains are going to be.
Maybe that should be his power, like a villain detecting power.
Possibly, yeah. It's like Caliban for mutants, but he knows how to pick up evil deeds.
Yeah.
It's like Spider-Man's Spidey power.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because like the Death Adder, and like this one. Okay, yeah, Wrath came out and he's like, oh, that must look like a bad dude. Shoot.
Yeah.
But Death Adder, he just hailed a cab down.
Yeah.
Now I guess it stands to reason that the cabbie version of Scourge was tracking the ship that crashed that had Death Adder in it, and he assumed that something was going on there, and that's why he showed up.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Sure.
But there's still some of these that don't. I don't know. I don't think it makes. Some of these don't make sense.
No.
Spider-Man zips out of there.
Zip.
He's done for the day, and we check in with the Rose. The Rose, who is a crime lord.
Yes.
Who wears a purple mask and sunglasses.
As one does.
And he loves roses.
Yeah.
And he is talking to Hobgoblin. But how's he talking to Hobgoblin? Because I thought that was Ned Flash Thompson.
Well, Flash did say he was set up. Maybe he was telling the truth.
I could be doing more stuff now, but I can't because people are gonna. I need people think that he's dead,
right?
Or that he was me,
right?
But and Rose just goes, well, so like, what's the deal with Flash? Like, why'd you pick him? And he's like, why not? And he flies off.
Yeah,
and that's how this ends.
Okay,
that's how Spider-Man number 2, Amazing Spider. Sorry, I gotta make sure I specify because there's Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man. You gotta make sure you gotta tell people which what.
I see.
You got Amazing Spider-Man number 278 from July 1986. And we'll pick up with the rest of the end of the saga. So, because my plan is we'll finish off this. We'll do another Superman episode.
Yes, good idea.
And we'll maybe do a holiday episode of some sort.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I don't remember if we've ever actually did that one DC holiday special. Maybe we did. We did a Marvel holiday special. I think if we get the DC one still around.
That's a good question.
So we might have to find something.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Okay.
So yeah, but anyways, please find us on Twitter, Instagram, at Blue Sky. I'm at Angry Hero. You can just type in Angry Hero and you'll probably find me.
Yeah, and I'm at Jen Stansfield.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Of course, the Worst Collection Ever podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your shows. Please rate, review, subscribe, leave us good messages. Also, I forgot to mention YouTube. YouTube is still up there. Angry Hero 79 is my handle. And if you go there, or if you just search for Worst Collection Ever on YouTube, you should find a playlist or recent episodes of the podcast, and you could subscribe to the playlist that they're attached to. Because we do upload podcasts automatically every week. So you get to see those. And if you enjoy podcasts on YouTube, this is the thing for you. Yes. And it's not looking at our faces. It's just looking at a static image. No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe 2025. Oh, who knows? You might see a face. We don't know. We don't know yet. 2025 is going to be an interesting year. Is it? I don't know. Maybe we'll finally get the flying car. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Sure. I don't know. We're just going to rush a flying car out. It's going to crash and everybody's going to be like, oh, towering achievement. I mean, at this point. Anyways, folks, thanks for listening and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.